Today we're doing the ever popular Weight Watcher 2-ingredient pizza dough recipe, but then we're gonna be making an entire pizza that's macro friendly and calorie friendly out of that pizza dough, and I've got some tips and tricks to help you along with that. So let's get in this one, let's make some pizza. All right, so for this recipe, you wanna take out a very large bowl and some self-rising flour. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add 1 1/4 cups, which is about 150 grams of the self-rising flour to our really large bowl. And once you've got all the flour added to the bowl, you'll wanna add some strained Greek yogurt as well. Any fat Greek yogurt will work, but if you're trying to keep the macros and calories as low as possible, just go with a non-fat kind. With that being said, I encourage you guys to use the brand Faye for your pizza. It's just the best, thickest Greek yogurt that they sell at the grocery store. Anyways, what you want to do now is take a spatula and start mixing the flour and Greek yogurt together until a crumbly consistency starts to form in that large bowl. When you do start to see some crumbles going on in there and your bowl starting to look like this, you'll know it's time to get your hands a bit dirty and start forming a ball of dough out of those crumbly pieces. So what you want to do is just take your hand and start pressing those crumbly pieces into one another until a ball of dough does start to form. When it does, you can just dump everything out on your work surface area and then start working that ball of dough into your pizza crust. And make sure you incorporate any of those straggling crumbly pieces that haven't worked themselves into that ball of dough into your pizza crust. So when you have a pretty decent sized looking pizza crust, like 6 inches in diameter, that's when you can transfer your pizza crust onto a baking sheet or a pizza pan lined with parchment paper, and you want to continue pressing out your dough. You want to make sure you're using your hands to do this and you don't use a rolling pin, something I should have mentioned earlier, at any point in this, because the dough can get sticky and it will stick to your work surface area. So just make sure you're using your hands for this entire process, and you want to press the pizza crust out until it's about 12 to 14 inches in diameter and about 1/8 of an inch thick. When it does reach that point, it's all set and ready to go in the oven. So you want to bake it at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes or until the pizza crust is golden brown. In the meantime though, we're going to get together our other ingredients, our pizza sauce and our cheese. What I like to do is try and find a pizza sauce that's about 20 calories per serving or 55 grams. As far as what those macros look like, you want to find a pizza sauce that's fat-free, about 4 grams of carbs, and 1 or 0 grams of protein. Anyways, at this point, I'm going to weigh out 1/3 of a cup or about 80 grams of pizza sauce in a small bowl, and then I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm going to get my cheese together. I'm going to be using a mixture of low-fat cheese and fat-free cheese just because I think this is the best combination in terms of taste, but still keeping things pretty macro friendly and calorie friendly. If you want to keep things super macro friendly and as calorie friendly as possible, go with all fat-free cheese. But I do think if you do that, you're going to be sacrificing some taste. As far as how much cheese I add, I like to use a cup of cheese, a 1/2 cup the fat-free and a 1/2 cup the low fat. And at this point, the crust should be done out of the oven. So what we'll do is we'll just top it with the pizza sauce that we weighed out from earlier. We'll spread it out evenly with the spatula until pretty much the entire thing is covered in pizza sauce. And then we can start adding our cheese. So I'll just add all of the cheese equally throughout the entire crust. And then we're all set for the toppings. If you're going with toppings, if you want pepperoni, I highly recommend going with a turkey pepperoni because it's just lower fat than regular pepperoni is. But whatever toppings you're adding is totally personal preference. The most important part is just tossing it back in your oven on a broil for about 5 minutes until your cheese starts to melt. Once all that cheese is looking all melty and gooey and good, that's when you want to pull your pizza from the oven. Take your pizza cutter, cut yourself a slice, and of course, as always, enjoy, guys. All right, so that's today's pizza recipe. I hope you guys enjoy this one. I've actually been enjoying this a lot lately myself. I've even been making this for all my friends. My one friend, it was his 30th birthday, and instead of making him a cake, I made him this pizza. It was like a special request. He wanted this protein pizza. He'd seen me making this a bunch for myself, and he loved it. He was absolutely obsessed with it, and I hope you guys like it as much as we've been enjoying it around here. So if you want the full recipe with the metric measurements and the macros, you can find those in the video description below, along with links to all the products that I used to make the pizza today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next recipe.